ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणस्पत आनः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामवित्र्यवतु गणेशाय नमः सरस्वत्यै नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ यश्छन्दसां वृषभो विश्वरूपः छन्दोभ्योऽध्यमृतात् सम्बभूव समेन्द्रो मेधया स्पृणोतु अमृतस्य देवधारणो भूयासम् शरीरं मे विचर्षणम् जिह्वा मे मधुमत्तमा कर्णाभ्यां भूरिविश्रुवम् ब्रह्मणः कोशोऽसि मेधया पिहितः श्रुतं मे गोपाय ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः मेधा देवी जुषमाणा न आगाद् विश्वाची भद्रा सुमनस्य माना त्वया जुष्टानुगमाना दुरुक्तान् बृहद्वदेम विदधे सुवीराः त्वया जुष्ट ऋषिर्भवति देवी त्वया ब्रह्मा गतः श्रीरुतत्वया त्वया जुष्टश्चित्रं विन्दते वसुसानो जुषस्वत्र विनो न मेधे मेधां मयिन्द्रो ददातु मेधां देवी सरस्वती मेधां मे अश्विना वुभावा धत्तां पुष्करस्रजा अप्सरासु च या मेधा गन्धर्वेषु च यन्मनः दैवीं मेधा सरस्वती सा मां मेधा सुरभिर्जुषत स्वाहा आमां मेधा सुरभिर्विश्वरूपा हिरण्यवर्णा जगति जगम्या ऊर्जस्वती पयसा बिन्वमाना सा मां मेधा सुप्रतीकाजुषन्ताम् मयि मेधां मयि प्रजां मय्यग्निस्तेजो दधातु मयि मेधां मयि प्रजां मयीन्द्र इन्द्रियं दधातु मयि मेधां मयि प्रजां मयि सूर्यो भ्राजो दधातु हंस हंसाय विद्महे परमहंसाय धीमहि तन्नो हंसः प्रचोदयात् ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात् स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्ताम् न्यायेन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम् समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
ॐ ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। एकदन्ताय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्तिः प्रचोदयात्। महाकर्णाय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्तिः प्रचोदयात्। गजाननाय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्तिः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ नमो व्रातपतये नमो गणपतये नमः प्रमथपतये नमस्ते अस्तु लम्बोदराम् एकदन्ताय विघ्ननाशिने शिवसुताय वरदमूर्तये नमः। Loving pranams at the lotus feet of our beloved Lord Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. On behalf of Sri Sathya Sai Samyukta Shruti Shreni of Sri Sathya Sai Seva Organization, I'm indeed blessed and privileged to extend a warm welcome to all the brothers and sisters and ardent devotees of Bhagwan Baba to this divine satsang. I welcome you all to this 14th episode of Gama Agama lecture series on the theme, the Vedas, the foundation of Indian culture and spirituality. Today we have with us a devout, pious and dedicated soul who is also an eminent scholar, Brother Professor OSKS Shastri, to address on the topic Ganesha Atharva Shirsham. Prior to handing over to Brother Dr. Shastri, few words about him. Dr. OSKS Shastri is an alumnus of Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning, Prasanthi Nilayam. He hails from a family of ardent devotees of Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. He is an MSc Physics in Optoelectronics and Photonics, MTech in Fiber Optics and Digital Image Processing, and he holds a doctoral degree in nuclear structure. He has research interests in cognitive neuroscience of Vedas and music, science and spirituality, physics, education research, nuclear physics, computer simulations. He is a recipient of several awards. To mention a few, he received gold medal in MSc Physics in 1993, Best Boy Award by Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba during his MTech in Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning in 1995. And Sir C.V. Raman Award for Best Teaching Talent in Physics in 2005 by Indian Physics Association during World Year of Physics, etc. Currently, he is a professor of physics, Department of Physics and Astronomical Sciences, School of Physical and Material Sciences, Director of Udbhav Kendra Incubation Center at Central University, Himachal Pradesh. Prior to moving to Himachal Pradesh, he served as a faculty member in Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning for more than 10 years. Now, we will have the pleasure of listening to Dr. O.S.K. Shastri on Ganesha Atharva Shirsham. Over to Professor Dr. O.S.K. Shastri. Sai Ram.
श्रुतं मे गोपाय
गणेशाय नमः सरस्वत्यै नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम् ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Offering my most humble pranams at the lotus feet of our most beloved Bhagwan. Sai Ram to all of you. At the outset, I would like to thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity to share my experiences and my understanding of this very beautiful mantra, Ganesha Atharva Shirsham. So we all know that this mantra is preceded by the Shanti Mantram, which goes as Om Bhadram Karne Vishrunayama Deva Bhadram Pashe Makshabhiryajatra Sthirairangai Stushtvagum Sastanubhi Vyashema Devahitam Yadayuhu. This is the first part of the Shanti Mantra. What it means is basically we should always listen, Shrunayama, to Devaha. Devaha is basically divine things. Okay? So what is divine? Anything that unites is divine. Okay? So, Karne bihi, O ears, always listen to divine things so that it is always in your Bhadram. Bhadram means in your, for your own well-being. Okay? Bhadram means auspicious also. It also means one should protect it. So, protect yourselves by ensuring that you always listen to what is good. So, why protect yourself? That means at the same time it is telling, do not hear that which is evil or that which divides. Okay? So, similarly, Bhadram Pashe Marksha Bhiryajatra Yajnajatraha. Yajatraha means basically sacrifice. That means again something which is divine. Okay? Akshabihi, eyes. Oh eyes, Pashyema, look always at divine things. Okay? What is the divine thing? Something like a sacrifice. Okay, that gives us always the pleasantness. And so that's why one should listen to only what is, or one should see what is only good and not see evil. That's why Bhadram, be careful about what you see. Like this, today the idea is basically I would like to focus on the inner meaning of this entire Veda mantra. Okay, so actually what I should say is, there are always three ways of looking at things. What we call as Adi Bhautika, Adi Daivika, and Adhyatmika. So our aim would be to look at the Adhyatmic meaning. Adi Bhautika is basically physical. Okay, Adi Daivika is at the mental level or the vibrational level, and Adhyatmika is the spiritual or the radiation level. So this is what it means here. I have given. So here, that is what Swami said in short. Hear no evil, hear what is good. See, basically, Mahatma Gandhi also took the lesson from here. He said, don't hear anything bad, don't see anything bad, don't do anything bad. But that's not enough. Along with not doing bad or not listening to evil, you should also listen to what is good. Right? So that is the kind of effort one should put. That is what this mantra is telling us. O eyes, see that which is worthy of worship, that which inspires unity. See no evil, see what is good. Now let us come to this a little more complicated sentence. In Sanskrit, we should always try to understand from this side, okay? Because that's how we speak it actually. But when English is spoken the other way, so therefore you should be a little careful. Tanu bihi. Tanu means this body. So bihi, utilizing our bodies. Stuhu, may we praise. And tuštuvagumsu, that is pray to thee. Stiraihi means with steadiness and steadfastness. In what? In our angaihi. Angaihi means organs, limbs or senses. Vyashema is to attain. Deva means divineness or divinity. Hitam, that is within this yadayuhu, allotted lifetime. So everyone has a very limited lifetime. We all come and we all go. Right? Within that limited lifetime that we have, we should realize our total potential. And that is basically possible if we indulge ourselves in good actions. So that is, do no evil, do what is good. Then comes the second part of the mantra, which is even more difficult to understand. Swasti na indro vriddhashrava, swasti na pusha vishvaveda, swasti na starksho arishtanemihi, swasti no bruhaspatir dadhatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So you see here, 3 times we chant Shanti. That is what Swami said. Why do we chant 3 times? One is for Adi Bhautika, physical level. Another is for Adi Daivika. And then third one is the Adhyatmika Shanti. That is spiritual, at the soul. Right? So Swastina. Swastina means Naha. Naha means our. Swasti means our well-being. What is our well-being? Our well-being lies in Shravaha, listening to Vriddha. Vriddha means elderly or the wise people. To whom are you telling? Indra. Indra is not a god somewhere outside. Indra means that is which is the master of the Indriyas. Indriyas are these 5 senses that we have. So these 5 senses are like the horses. They are, having reins, and the reins are in the together knotted. That is the mind. So the mind is actually going after the horses, but the horses need to be controlled. So the mind is nothing but the Indra. Swastina Pusha Vishvavedaha. So how do we get ourselves to be in our well-being? Our well-being lies in nurturing or nourishing. Pusha means nurturing or nourishing. What should we nourish? Vishvavedaha. Veda means knowledge. Vishwa means universal. So always we should move towards universal knowledge. That is what is in our well-being. Swasti nastarksho arishtanemihi. Okay. Swasti naha, our well-being, is in arksho, being watchful. Being watchful. About what? About Ari. Ari means enemies. Shad. What are those? 6 enemies. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. Nemihi. They should always remain at the periphery. Nemihi means periphery. That means always keep them. Always be watchful and ensure that they are at a distance from us. Swastino Bruhaspatir Dadhatu. Dadhatu means you give me. Oh Bruhaspati, give me. That is the physical meaning. Right? But Bruhaspati is not somewhere else. The Adhyatmic meaning is Dadhatu means let me always stick to or adhere to or follow the path of whom? Bruhaspati. Who is Bruhaspati? Is the guru of Indra. right? But means what is the master of the mind? Intellect. Intellect is the master of the buddhi, we call. That is why we say buddhi matendriyam. Okay? Buddhi is higher than the mind and mind is higher than the indriyas. Okay? So buddhi, the intellect, should always follow the conscience. That is the inner being. The inner being should reflect in the buddhi. That's why we say ये बुद्धिमान है, इनकी बुद्धि नहीं है. So जो बुद्धि है वो बताते हैं कि सही क्या है और गलत क्या है. What is right and what is wrong. Okay? So always following the path shown by the intellect is in our well-being. So that is the meaning. I have just written it again in English so that you can have a look at it. Naha means our, swasti means well-being. Shravaha, listen to the advice of Vriddha, the elderly wise people. Indra, O mind. Similarly, Indra also here means master of Indriyas. So that is why it is the mind. And our well-being is present in nourishing. Pusha means nourishing ourselves with universal knowledge. And our well-being lies in watching over the Arishad, that is the 6 enemies of these things, and by keeping them safe. Here Swami gives a very beautiful analogy. Okay, watch. Right? Watch has an acronym. W, watch your words. They should always be truthful. That is what we call Satyam. A, watch your actions. Your actions should be always righteous. That is, they should be in the following the path of truth. That is dharma. Because dharma satyam nasti paro dharma. Following the path of truth is the highest dharma. Watch your thoughts. They should be always peaceful. Watch your character. It should be filled with prema or love. And watch your heart. It should be filled with ahimsa. So these are the 5 human values which are also reflected in our constitution. Okay. So this is that's what I am saying. On one side, what to avoid. On the other side, what to do. So what we should avoid, we should keep the kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya at a distance. And ensure that we are always following Satya, Dharma, Shanti, Prema and Ahimsa. Okay? So, swasti no bruhaspatir dadhatu. So, our well-being lies in holding on to. Dadhatu means holding on to the directions of Bruhaspati, the guru of Indra, that guide to the mind, that is the intellect. So, it is the intellect which guides us always to keep us attuned towards the truth. That is what leads to fundamental discrimination. Whatever we do, we should think, whatever I am doing, is it useful and beneficial to everyone or is it beneficial to me? If it's only beneficial to it, is individual discrimination. If what you're doing is beneficial to everyone, then it is called fundamental discrimination. Okay? Then after this begins the actual Veda mantra on Ganesha. It's called Ganesha Adharva Shirsha, which is the topic for today. Om Namaste Ganapataye. Okay? So you see here, what we will see in this entire mantra is actually it is describing what we call in English as consciousness. Okay? Om. When you say Om, there are 3 syllables in it. A, which starts from your navel. U, which is given through your throat, and where your lips will merge. So there are 3 syllables in it. Akara, Ukara and Makara. Akara is what Swami said is Agni Bija. Ukara is Surya Bija. And Makara is Chandra Bija. Okay. So what do these 3 things do? Okay. So Akara Agni, what does it do? It burns. Okay. So what should it burn? The fire of knowledge, the fire of the intellect within us, what should it burn? It should burn the sin. What is sin? That is the biggest question. So this is very beautifully Swami has explained. Ashtadasa Puraneshu Vyasasya Vachanadvayam Paropakaraya Punyaya Papaya Parapedanam. After writing the 18 Puranas, Vyasa finally summarized the entire essence of the 18 Puranas in just simply 2 sentences, Vachanadvayam. What are those 2 sentences? Paropakaraya Punyaya Papaya Parapedanam. Swami said in English simply, help ever, at never. Help ever, at never. So this is something like you can say Adi Daivika meaning. And then Swami expanded, see, even if you are not able to help someone, don't hurt anyone. Not hurting others itself is the biggest help. This is the physical level. Then Swami expanded to the Adhyatmika level, where he gave the exact meaning. Okay. So at the Adidavik level, you can also think like this. Paropakarardham idam shariram. So this body should be always utilized in the service of others. That is at the Adidaivik level. At the Adhyatmic level, you have to understand the exact meaning of the words. Para, upakara. Paropakara means three words are there. Para, upakara. Para means that. Right? Upa means near. Kara means action. Any action that takes us close to that unity, that divinity, that consciousness, that divineness, that oneness when you are able to experience, that means that action is taking you towards the right direction. That is punyam, punya karma. Para, pida, anam. Anything that divides and says cease to, where there exists only one, that is sin. So the only sin is what? There is no other sin. To think that you are this body and this is another body and this is different from me, when both are actually same. Because the life principle within this body and the life principle within that body are exactly the same. That is why you have to understand the only sin that exists is that which tries to divide on various fronts. That is, I am, man, you are a woman, gender bias, caste bias, region bias, language bias, all sorts of bias we are having. They are all divisions. Anything that divides is sin. Anything which unites and tries to show the oneness within all of humanity and all of living beings and all of living and non-living beings and all of creation should slowly evolve to such level. Then we are on the right path of going towards that oneness. So that is what is sin. So what needs to be burnt in this fire of intellect, in this fire of discrimination, is the division. That is what is moving towards the truth. The truth is oneness. So that is why you can say akara is asatoma sadgamaya. It takes us from untruth to truth. That is what the Agni Bija does. Then comes ukara, that is Surya Bija. What does Lord Surya do? He shines, right? And removes darkness. What is darkness? Ajnana. Ajnana is what? This knowing, not knowing that we are all one. Thinking that we are different in spite of all beings as one and the same. So that is why Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. Surya Bija does that. And the final one is very more beautiful. Makara. Makara is Chandra Bija. Okay. See, basically Surya Bija, Surya is basically in the Purusha Suktam it is said, Chaksho Suryo Ajayata. The eyes have come from the light. Actually, R.C. Verma sir very beautifully explained once. See, the organisms when they started growing, how did they grow these eyes? Because they were looking towards light. So light is coming from sun. So only when it is looking towards that, it develops this organ. So the eyes have actually developed from the light, which is coming from the sun. So that's what our Vedas are telling. Chaksho Suryo Ajayata. Then the next one comes, Chandrama Manaso Jataha. How did the mind arise? The mind arises from the moon. Okay. So mind is coming out of the moon. So Makara is the Chandra Bija. So what should be annihilated if you want to understand and experience the oneness? It's the mind. Manas has to become Amanaskam. When it goes towards Amanaskam, then you would have reached that oneness, that feeling and that experience of oneness. Okay, talking about oneness is one thing, experiencing that oneness. For that we have to move from Mrutyorma Amrutangamaya. That is, as long as we have this mind, we will always remain mortal. If you have to move towards that immortality, that is the bliss, then the mind has to rest. The mind has to become calm. So that's why you see, whenever you say moon, you look at it as calmness, right? That is the calmness reflected in your mind. So that is the Adhyatmic meaning of this Omkaram. And of course, Swami has given other meanings also. He said Akara, Ukara and Makara actually are the aspects of Bhur, Bhuvaha and Suvaha in the Gayatri Mantra. So Bhur means materialization. It represents the physical body. Bhuvaha means vibration. It represents the life principle. And Suvaha is radiation. It represents the divine consciousness. And you just look at these three words. Very important for all physics students. Any matter that exists is always under a constant state of vibration. That's what our quantum mechanics is telling. And anything that is vibrating is constantly radiating. Our entire physics actually falls under these three words. Okay. So actually there's another interpretation of Bhur which I have written, that is for the Gayatri Mantra, where I actually explain the physics of it, but today is not the day for that. And at the same time, because now we are into Navaratras, so I again chose this particular meaning which Swami gave. Akara, Ukara, Makara also represent the three Shaktis. That is Icha Shakti, Medha Shakti and Kriya Shakti. Icha Shakti is Lakshmi. That is the willpower. Medha Shakti is Saraswati. That is the Vak power, the power of speech. Vagdevi we say. Saraswati means Vagdevi. And Kriya Shakti is Durga. That is action. And that is what is truly being a human being. That is the unity between thought, word and action. So when we are able to unite these three Shaktis and harmonize them, then we become or reach our true human potential. Okay. Now let us come to the first. So Omkaram we talked about. Now Namaste, very important. Na Maha. Na means not. Maha, not me. No minus. Te, only you. Okay, in Telugu we say Namaskaram. In Hindi also they say Namaskar. ठीक है, वो क्या होता है? Na Maha Akara. I am not this body. I am the inner essence which is living within this body. I am the Dehi, I am not the Deha. That is what we are reminding ourselves. That's what Swami said. These are the Pancha Karmendriyas, these are the Pancha Jnanendriyas which formulate this body. We put them together, join them to remind ourselves that I am not this body. I am the indweller within this body. You are not the body. That's why you also will tell Namaskar in turn. So that is how we unite, that feel that oneness, that in both the same divine or divinity or Ishvara or Shiva exists. Shiva means auspiciousness. As long as Shiva is there within our bodies, life principle is there, we can talk, listen, hear everything. The minute it goes, it becomes Shavam. The body becomes just again one with the five elements. So, Namaste, Namaha, not me, Te, only you. Ganapataye. So, this is the most beautiful word. Gan Pataye. Pata means Lord. Ye means oh Lord. आप कौन है? You हम बता रहे हैं. ते नमः ते. वो ते कौन है? Gan. Gam. That sound itself is a Lord. Because that's the closest sound which comes to the Omkaram. Om. Gam. You understand? So that is what we are telling. So there is no Ganapati elsewhere. That Gam is the universal sound. And that you are. And again is again and again you will find in this mantra that you are constantly reflecting on that only in different ways. Tvameva pratyaksham tattvamasi. Tvam, you. Eva, alone. You alone. Pratyaksham. Prati means in front of. Aksham, eyes. Which eyes? Not these physical eyes. It is the inner eyes. These are only chakshu. These are, karma, charma chakshu. We have to think from the jnana chakshu. That's what is the science. Science is to develop that inner vision and understanding of this universe. So, in that inner perceived truth, what am I seeing? Tattvamasi. Tattvamasi is one of the four major Mahavakyas in the Vedas, four Vedas. Four Vedas have four Mahavakyas. Okay, one of the Mahavakyas is Tattvam Asi. That you are. What am I seeing in my inner eyes? I am seeing that you are alone. You are. You alone are. And nothing else exists. You and you alone are the truth. So that is the English meaning. Oh Lord, Gam. You alone are without any minus. You alone are the perceived reality that you are. That's what we are going on constantly telling. Then it is further exponentiated. Tvameva kevalam kartasi. Tvameva kevalam dhartasi. Tvameva kevalam hartasi. Tvameva, you alone are. Okay. Karta asi. Asi means are. Karta, that is the doer or the creator or the generator. Okay. And none else. Kevalam means you alone are. None else. No second. Dhartasi, you are the one who is sustaining this universe. You are the organizer of this universe. And you alone are the destroyer of this universe, into whom the entire universe again culminates or merges back into. So you see here the three words, G-O-D. This is how Swami always plays with the word. So you are God. What is God? Nature. You see in nature everything just generates itself, sustains for some time, destroys itself. That is the constant process happening in nature. Nature is God. Is nature different from God? No. You are. There is no two. Entire nature, entire universe that you are seeing is you only. So you alone are God. Then further explanation. Tvameva sarvam khalvidam brahmasi tvam sakshadatmasi nityam. So again you are further emphasizing. Tvameva, you alone are sarvam, this entire khalvidam. Khalvidam is what? The manifested universe that we are seeing. Brahma asi. Asi means our existence. Brahma means existence. So on inquiry, Khalvidam is also here inquiry. On inquiry, what you find is you alone are this entire manifested universe as Brahman. That is existence or consciousness. Tvam sakshadatma sa akshat. That is, sa is the truth. Akshat, in front of the eyes. That is, the perceived truth is what? That you are the Atman, the inner essence at all times. So in reality, you are perceived as the inner essence of this entire universe at all times. That is what we are saying. Rutam Vachmi, Satyam Vachmi. Very beautiful words. Rutam, that is the order in nature, the cosmic rhythm. You see in this entire world, right? There's an, the planets are going around the sun, breath is coming in and out on its own, the digestive system is running on its own, the respiratory system is running on its own, everything has a rhythm. There's a cosmic rhythm, right? In fact, that's what I was discussing once with sir, that given any two planetary bodies, anywhere in the universe, you can find a clock. They're all in sync. Okay? So that is the beauty. And that's what I am speaking. Watch me. What am I uttering? I am uttering the truth. Not only I am uttering the truth which is seen in the nature as your cosmic rhythm, I am simultaneously uttering the ultimate truth, the absolute truth. What is the absolute truth? Satyam is that which is Trikala Bhagyam Satyam. That's what it says. Trikala Bhagyam is that which is present at all times. In the past, present, and it will future. It will never change. That changelessness is the truth. And that truth also is you only. That truth also is you only. You get the point? So you see, for example, this body. It was very small. Today it became big. Tomorrow it will become old and it will go away. So it is not truth. See your mind. Is it true? No. We had different thoughts 10 years back. Today we have different thoughts. 10 years later we will have different thoughts. It is changing. Anything which is changing is not truth. That which is changeless is you. That which is changeless is you and you alone. That you is not different in him, in me, in you. No. That you is you only. मैं ही है. You understand? So that is the truth. That truth is what I am speaking. Now you see, avatvam avavaktaram avashrotaram avadhataram avadhataram avanuchanam avasishyam avapaschatat avapurastat avottharatat avadakshinatat avachordhvatat avadharatat sarvato mam pahi pahi samantat. So this is the third stanza. General meaning that you will find is Ava means protect. So protect me, protect the speaker, protect the hearer. This is the physical, Adi Bhautika meaning. But Ava has another meaning. Ava means living presence. Ava means living presence. See, as a physicist, what do we understand always? That's what I keep telling. We are seeing light, we are seeing fan, we are seeing AC, we are seeing laptop, we are seeing projector, we are seeing mic, we are seeing speaker. All of them look different. But what makes all of them run is the same electricity. Isn't it? This is the truth we have to perceive as a physicist. So she is looking different from me. He is looking different from me. He is looking different from me. But what makes him listen? What makes me speak? What makes you nod your head? It's the same life principle, no change. This is the truth we are trying. You are the truth within me. You are the truth in the speaker, or the speaker is able to speak because of your living presence. Avatvam mam, avavaktaram. If he is able to say something, it's because of you. If you are able to hear, it is because of you. If he is able to give, it is because of you. If you are able to sustain, it is because of you. So, Swami used to say, పల్లెనున్న ఆకాశమునందున్న గుట్ట మీద నున్న నట్టేట పడి ఉన్న నేను ఎల్లప్పుడూ నీ ఇంట వెంట జంటగా నీతోనే ఉంటాను. దిస్ ఇస్ ఇన్ తెలుగు. వాట్ స్వామి సేస్ ఈస్, ఇఫ్ యు ఆర్ ఇన్ ద విలేజ్, యు ఆర్ ఆన్ టాప్ ఆఫ్ ఎ మౌంటైన్, యు ఆర్ ఇన్ ద మిడ్స్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఎ సీ ఆర్ ఇన్ ద మిడిల్ ఆఫ్ ఎ రివర్, ఓకే, ఎనీవేర్ యూ మైట్ బి, ఐఎమ్ ఆల్వేస్ దేర్, above you, below you, before you, behind you, by the side of you. Does it mean that he is there in physical presence? No, he is available to as that divine consciousness. That is what it is telling next part. ठीक है, पश्चातात पश्चिम में मैं हूं, पुरस्तात पूर्व में मैं हूं, उत्तरातात उत्तर में मैं हूं, नॉर्थ में, दक्षिणातात साउथ में भी मैं ही हूं, ऊर्ध्वातात आई एम देयर ऑन टॉप, धरातात आई एम देयर डाउन. Everywhere, what is there? Is that living presence, that consciousness, that existence alone exists. So that's the inner meaning or the adhyatmic meaning of this particular stanza. Then comes the next level. Vam vangmayastvam chinmayah, tvam anandamayastvam brahmamayah, tvam satchidanandadveteyose, tvam pratyaksham brahmasi, tvam jnanamayo vijnanamayosi. See, in all this maya is there. Maya means you are full of, tvam, tvam, tvam. You are full of sound, Vangmaya, entire sound. If that sound is able to reverberate everywhere, it's because of you. You are fully present in all that sound. Vangmaya. Chinmaya, the awareness that exists anywhere. We are aware of this moment, right? That awareness is because of whom? You are full of that awareness. Anandamaya, the bliss. You are the bliss. You are full of bliss. You are full of consciousness, the existence, the Brahman. And Nadvitiyo, see, none else exists. You understand? This is what I was telling, the truth we have to understand again and again and again. There is only one without a second. If you see the second, it's gone. So actually, Swami used to give us, summer courses in Indian culture and spirituality. So at the end of one summer course in Indian culture and spirituality, Swami asked all of us, what is the essence of Indian culture and spirituality? जैसे व्यासा ने दिया था ना एसेंस, 18 पुराणास का व्यासा एसेंस उन्होंने 2 सेंटेंस में दिया था. Swami wanted the whole essence of Indian culture and spirituality in one sentence. हम सब लगे हुए थे, Swami ये Swami वो करके. Swami was not satisfied. Then we understood we are not able to get the exact pulse what Swami wanted to convey. Then we prayed, Swami, you please tell us. And Swami said in one sentence, to see unity in diversity is the essence of Indian culture and spirituality. To see unity in diversity. This whole world is so diverse. Even 2 fingers are not same. And yet it is same. If you are able to perceive that unity in the entire diversity of this creation, then you have understood the essence of Indian culture and spirituality. Okay? So that is what it is. There is one without a second. Tvam pratyaksham, you are perceived as the Brahman. Sat, Chit, Ananda. Okay? Sat is truth. Chit is awareness. Ananda is bliss. In fact, Satchidananda is one of the most beautiful descriptions of what God is as per Indian culture. Swami Vivekananda always insisted that if you want to understand what is God as per Hinduism, the best description is Satchidananda. And you all, I suggest that you listen to Swami Sarvapriyananda. He gave a wonderful talk on this Satchidananda to IIT Kanpur students. Okay? Don't miss it. It's there on the YouTube. Tvam pratyaksham brahmasi, you are the one who is full of existence. Tvam jnanamayo vijnanamayosi, you are full of knowledge and you are full of vijnana. See, vijnana is what? Science. Vishesha jnana is vijnana. So that which is obtained out of analysis, out of the churning is vijnana. Right? Jnana is, yes, I am seeing in front of you. But I am seeing the presence in front of me. That is vijnana. I am able to perceive the truth. That truth which is perceived also is you. That the truth which exists as you are also is you. Both are same. There is no difference between jnana and vijnana because both are full of you only. If you are not there, neither jnana is there nor vijnana is there. So this is the fourth stanza. Then we are further, elaborating on this consciousness. What we are trying to do is we are trying to give the different aspects and attributes or description of this consciousness. Because we are seeing this whole universe, right? So to describe the whole universe and yet see that, that which is actually. You can't say another word beyond that. Sarvam jagadidam tvatto jayate, sarvam jagadidam tvattastishtati, sarvam jagadidam tvailayameshyati, sarvam jagadidam tvai pratyeti, tvam bhumirapo nalo nilo nabham, tvam chattvarivat padani. Okay? Sarvam, this entire Jagad, and Sarvam means entire. Jagad means universe. Jagat, Swami says, is Jaga, that which comes and goes. This is a continuous process of this universe. It comes, sustains for some time, goes away. And that is being now explained. Idam, this entire universe is emerges or born or created or generated from you. It is sustained or subsisted or maintained or organized by you. And it, laya means merges back within you or destroyed by you. Right? And then there is a beautiful thing again. Jagadidam tvai pratyeti. It gravitates towards you. Everything in this universe is gravitating towards that inner essence, that truth. Tvam bhumi, apaha, anilaha. Okay? And then nabaha. All of them are what? They are the 5 elements. Bhumi means earth, apaha means water, analaha means fire, anilaha means air or wind, and nabaha is space. The 5 elements from the grossest to the subtlest are pervaded by you. Okay? So, tam chattvarivat padani. That is a separate thing, which I think I would have talked in the next one. Yeah. So, there are 4 types or levels of speech, and all of them are you only. The first is vikhari. Vaikari is that which you speak and with the tongue and the ears hear. Madhyama is the ceaseless chatter going on in the mind. Right? That also is talk only. And some people can actually talk mentally with each other. Pashyanti, this is what the rishis have heard. This what we are discussing today is heard by a rishi called Ganaka. That is his perception of the consciousness. And that explanation we are actually listening to today. Okay? The Veda Gosha is basically what has been come through the inner laboratory. Okay? And above all that is Para. Para is the wordless communication. Okay? Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasa saha. If you speak, it is gone. You cannot speak about it. That calmness, that state where there is no word, that silence, Nishabdham, is the ultimate communication with the Lord. Next, he is trying to tell further, because we are seeing all these things in our universe. Tvam gunatrayatitaham, tvam avastatrayatitaham, tvam dehatrayatitaham, tvam kalatrayatitaham, tvam mooladharastitosi nityam, tvam kshatritrayatmakaham, tvam yogino dhyayanti nityam. So you see here, he is telling what you are not and what you are. Tvam gunatraya titaha. Atita means beyond. Guna means sattva, rajas, tamo gunas. 3 attributes. All of us are having these 3 qualities. But you are beyond those 3 qualities. You are, tvam means you. You are beyond those 3 qualities of sattva, rajas and tamo guna. Tvam avastatrayatitaha. 3 avastas, 3 states are there. Waking state, dream state and deep sleep state. Okay, Jagrat, Nidra, Sushupti. Okay, so Swapna and Sushupti. So all these 3 beyond, that is what we call as Turiya state actually. Tvam Dehatrayatitaha. There are 3 types of body. That also I think I have talked about. Yeah, physical, the gross, causal, mental or Lingadeha we call it, and subtle or Karana Sharira. Okay, so Kalatraya, you are beyond the 3 times of past, present and future. Okay, then it says, okay, then what are you? Tam mooladhara stitosi nityam. Mooladhara is the base chakra. That is where you are present as energy. The serpentine energy, the Kundalini Shakti we say. Okay, And that is where always you are present. And that is the, the sadhana of the yogi. He tries to raise that energy to the Sahasrara so that he can feel the bliss and become one with the divine. Tvam Kshatritrayatmakaha. Not only are the three Shaktis, but you are beyond the three Shaktis of Icha, Kriya and Jnana. Okay? Tvam Yogino Dhyayanti Nityam. Right? Who is a yogi? What do you mean by yoga? Yoga means merger, union. So yogi is one who has attained union with you. Tvam Yogino. Okay? Yogi Naha. Naha means we have attained merger with you. Tvam. Through what? Through constant meditation upon you. Nityam, at all times. Dhyayanti. Constantly meditating upon you, we become one with you. So that is the beautiful idea of this. Then finally he tries to give the last and final verdict on what is you, what is. Tvam Brahmastvam Vishnustvam Rudrastvam Indrastvam Agnistvam Vayustvam Suryastvam Chandramastvam Brahmavor Bhuvassuvaro. Brahma, you are the Brahma generator. Vishnu, you are the sustainer. Rudra, you are the destroyer. Indra, you are the mind. Agni, you are the fire of the intellect. Agnistvam, Vayustvam, you are the air, the Pranavayu, which is sustaining this entire universe. Suryastvam, you are the eyes, the inner vision that we have. Chandramastam, you are the mind. Brahma, you are the existence. At all levels. Bhur, Bhuvaha and Suvaha. At the physical, vibration and the radiation level. As what? Om. So if at all we have to give any expression to that consciousness, it is Om. Okay? Now we come to what is called as, first we have described the entire consciousness. Right? That is Advaitam. Now we come to Visishtadvaita. Because it's very difficult to straight away move to Advaitam. So the Rishi brings it little lower to us. Nirgunopasana. This is what we call as Ganesha Vidya, the science of Ganesha, or the knowledge of Ganesha. Ganadem Purvamurchaya Varnades Tadanantaram Anuswara Parataraha. So you see here, Anantaram, after Varnadim, that is, after having described all the various beautiful attributes of the consciousness, now I am coming. Purvamuchaya, first and foremost, what I should utter? Gana, Gam, Ga, Adim, etc. Okay? So Adim mein kya aa rahi hai? Parataraha. Later after Gam comes Anuswaraha. Anuswara is the dot on top. So Ga is followed by dot. That is Gam. Okay? So that is the beauty of. So after having described all the cosmic attributes of the Lord, first utter the word Gan followed by the M sound. So that's what becomes Gan, like that. Okay? So you see, Ga, if you write, how does it look? You see, this is the Ga. Ga is written like this in Hindi. So this is the Vakratunda and this is the Akara. Gakara, Akara, and on top is the Bindu. Okay? So just to make it a little more clear, I put two eyes so that you can see the Ganesha now very clearly. Okay? So then comes Ardhendulasitam Tarena Ruddham Etattava Manuswarupam. So, what is your form, if at all a person has to visualize it? The form is basically this gum. And what has happened to this gum? Ruddham. It is enhanced further by Tarena. Okay? And it is beautified by Ardhendu. Ardhendu is the crescent moon. So you see here the crescent moon and the star. What is it? It is the Islamic symbol. Islam, Swami says, I shall love all mankind. That is the acronym Swami gave for Islam. I shall love all mankind. Islam is a religion which is formless God. It's not that we don't believe in Nirguna. That's what we are believing. Nirguna only. But to go to Nirguna, Saguna is also important. We'll come to Saguna. So Nirguna is the ultimate truth. No doubt about it. And what is that truth? Your mind should always be, mind is the moon, right? It should be very, very close to the guiding star, the North Pole. That star is the North Pole star, right? Pole star we call it. That's why Uttara. Uttara is always very important for us in Indian, mythology. Because we should always pray towards or move towards Uttara, towards north. Why? Because that is the guiding star, which takes us towards the ultimate goal of life. So you see, it is Lasitam. Lasitam, it is beautified by Ardhendu, by the crescent moon. And Tarena. Tarena has another meaning. Tarana, Bhavatarana. Tarana means to take me across the ocean. Right? So this sound of Gam takes me across the ocean. And that is how it is potentiated or enhanced. Okay? This is your actual Manuswarupam. So I just put the Tarana on top. You see there now, Ganesha becomes more clear. This is the Ardhendu Lasitam, beautified by the half moon with Tarena Ruddham. So that is how you can now visualize Ganesha slowly. You see, from the Nirguna we are coming towards Saguna. Now comes Gakara Purva Rupam. So he is trying to explain to you how to pronounce this sound. Little more detail. Okay. So Gakara Purva Rupam. First, Purva means first. Purva Rupam में क्या है? गा है. Akaro Madhyama Rupam Akar. Second. Then Anuswara Antya Rupam. अंत में dot लगाना है. Ga A dot. ठीक है? Binduruttara Rupam. Where is the Bindu? It should be put to the north side. Uttara. Bindu should be put to the north side. And finally, how do I pronounce it? Nadasandhanam. How do I pronounce all the two and a half syllables? The way to pronounce the 2.5 syllables is through the rules of Sandhi. Sagumhita Sandhihi. Following the rules of the science of Sandhi. Sandhi is joining of syllables. So how does the Sandhi? That is a Vyakarana. So in the Sandhi, these 2.5 syllables should be pronounced as Gam. This is the true science of Ganesha. Again, you see, Ganesha is what? Gan Isha, the Lord Gam. Ganesha is always that sound. Omkaram is Ganesha at the radiation level. At the vibration level, Gam. At the physical level, Ganapati. So that is why we chant Ganaka Rishihi. You have to give gratitude. Now, who has seen this? This beautiful, mantra has been perceived within his heart by this Rishi called Ganaka. And in which meter? Chandas. The Chandas is Nrichut Gayatri Chandas. And Ganapatir Devata. Who is the deity? Ganapati. Ganapati is what? Pati means Lord. Gana means Gan. Lord Gam. That is the Gana. Okay. And what is the way to pronounce it? Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Not me. Ganapati, only you. Ye. Oh Lord. Gam. Vibration. Om. Radiation. Om is radiation. Gam is vibration. Ganapati is the physical form. Materialization. So when this radiation turns into vibration, it materializes itself in this form that I have shown you. I have drawn and shown you. Only that exists. Namaha, I don't exist. Nothing else exists. Then comes Saguna Upasana. So you see, Nirguna is also very difficult. Bhagavan kaun hai? Who is the Lord? Who is God? Pyar hai. Love is God. प्यार ही भगवान है. लेकिन प्यार को आप देख सकते हो क्या? प्यार का फॉर्म नहीं है. लव हैज नो फॉर्म. महसूस कर सकते हो. माँ चाहिए, सगुन चाहिए. माँ है तो प्यार है. प्यार को महसूस कर सकते हो तो आप प्यार को पा सकते हो. तो भगवान को पाने के लिए आपको सगुन का भी जरूरत है. यू गॉट माई पॉइंट? It is very important to move from Saguna to Nirguna. It's not easy for a small child to straight away understand what is love. Okay? So now he says, what is the Saguna Upasana? Ekadantaya vidmahe vakratundaya dhimahi tanno dante prachodayat. So you see here, Ekadantaya vidmahe, vidmahe having known, after having gained the knowledge of Ekadanta, the one with the single tusk, Vakratundaya Dhimahi. Dhimahi is meditate on Vakratunda. Vakratunda is the one with a curved tusk, curved trunk. Tanno Danti. Danti means, oh Lord, with the single tusk. Prachodayat, inspire me. Okay, that is the physical meaning. Now you see the Adhyatmic meaning. Ekadantaya Vidmahe, having known what? I should be single pointed focus. That is what Ekadanta means. You should have a single pointed focus. Dhimahi, I have to meditate. How? With my Vakratunda, with my entire single pointed focus turned inward. आगे फोकस करेंगे, बाहर को सिंगल पॉइंटेड फोकस रखेंगे तो आपको नहीं मिलेगा. आपका ध्यान कहां होनी चाहिए? अंदर को होनी चाहिए, अंतर्मुख. दैट इज व्हाट इज गणेश. अंतर्मुख होके सिंगल पॉइंटेड फोकस रखेंगे तो दैट सिंगल पॉइंटेड फोकस विल टेक मी टुवर्ड्स दैट वननेस दंती. Tanno Dante Prachodayat. That is the way I can experience or I can illuminate myself with that knowledge of the oneness. That is the spiritual meaning. Then comes the actual description of Ganesha. Ekadantam chaturhastam pashamankushadharinam radham chavaradam hastyai bibranam moshakadvajam Raktam Lambodaram Shorpakarnakam Raktavasasam Raktagandhanuliptangam Raktapushpair Supojitam Bhaktanukampinam Devam Jagatkaranamachyutam Avirbhutam Tasustrado Prakrute Purushatmaram Evam Dhyayati Yo Nityam Sayogi Yoginam Varaha. So this is the complete description of the Ganesha that we see in our idols. Okay? Ekadantam, one with single tusk. Chaturhastam, who has 4 hands. And what is he holding in the 4 hands? Does anybody have 4 hands? That's a description. That's a description that they are having. Hands means mere kaam, mere haath mein hai. Means mere vash mein hai. ठीक है, उनके पास 4 चीजें हैं जो उनके वश में है. वो क्या है? पाशम. Pasha means the noose, right? That is basically Kala Pasha. That is, he has gained control over all the 3 times, past, present and future. Okay? Ankusha. Ankusha is what controls the elephant. So I have control over my body, right? So he has control over the time, he has control over the body. Okay? Dharinam, holding. Radham, tooth of an elephant. Okay, his own broken tooth. What is he doing with it? That is full of activity. He says, I will write for you the entire Mahabharata. Vyasa ko bolta hai, main Mahabharata likhunga, aap batao. See the beauty of Ganesha. You know, as Vyasa was telling, he used to write quickly and then say, yes. Vyasa got, perturbed. He didn't know what to tell. So he tells Ganesha, see Ganesha, don't say just after writing. You have to understand whatever I am uttering has 10 meanings. After understanding all the 10 meanings, then say So that gave time to Vyasa to further think. But you see Ganesha's buddhi. He understood all the 10 meanings and then said, Then Vyasa will again dictate the next part. So Mahabharata is such a great epic. It has 10 different meanings. We are talking about 3 levels of meaning. Mahabharata has 10 layers of meaning. Okay, so that is the, focus and the pratibha of Ganesha. Varadam. Varadam means that which gives you boons or that which gives you abhaya. Abhaya means don't fear. There is no fear. Okay? Why fear when I am here? That's what Swami used to say. Bibranam, shining. This comes from the root word braj. Mushakadvajam. That is basically the flag. Okay? So last almost we are here. Raktam, the red one. Lambodara, that is long stomach. Actually, the long stomach also signifies the entire universe. The whole universe is his Udaram. Okay. Shurpa Karnakam. See, all these things are looking like physical, but they also have great meaning. Okay, I'll tell you about it. Vasasam, red dress, red scent, and with red flowers. So that is what is very, very. So I was thinking, what is this Rakta, Rakta, Rakta? See, Rakta is what? The blood. The blood is red in color. That's one way of looking at it. But you see, blood is flowing all over your body. It is that which is flowing all over the universe. It is that which is flowing all over the universe. You see the beauty of Ganesha's face. It's an elephant face. Small eyes means strong focus. Big ears means always listen. And mouth is covered with the trunk. Speak less. Not like Shastri sir. And trunk is inward. Always be antarmukh. You understand? Single pointed focus. Then you will gain control over the 3 times. You will control over a body. And Mushika. Mushika is what? Achalam. Mushika is rat. Rat is usually all the time moving. Steady. Atharva Shirsham. The head is very steady. Ganesha's head is huge head. Extremely steady. So these are all the qualities of Ganesha. So if you keep on chanting this, Ganesha reveals himself to you, and when you chant those qualities, they become part of you. So how to become one with Ganesha? How to become that one with consciousness? So you keep on meditating upon that form, then you become one with the form. That's what I keep telling you. If you keep on engaging yourself with the content will reveal itself to you. That's all is research. Okay? So, Bhakta Anukampinam Devam. So how to do it? You have to do with bhakti, with dedication. Any activity that you take up, you have to do it with dedication, very dearly, Anukampanam. Then that compassionate deity will reveal himself or herself to you. And who is that deity? Jagat Karanam Achyutam. He is the cause of this creation. Achyutam, faultless one. Why? Because there are no two to be any fault. Only when you see two, there is a fault finding in other, isn't it? There is only one. When if you are seeing that oneness, where can you find fault? अगर आप किसी के अंदर कोई भी फॉल्ट देख रहे हो, मतलब वो फॉल्ट आपके अंदर ही है, क्योंकि वो दूसरे तो है ही नहीं. You understand? So that is the beauty of the Sagunopasana also. Avirbhutam, having taken form, that is having incarnated, and Srishti, creation, Adau, in the very beginning. That's why first Pradama Pujitam. Why? First thing that has emerged in this creation is Om. Who is that Om? Gam. He is the God Ganesha. That's why first Pradama Pujita Ganesha. Okay? Prakritehe, that is the primordial nature. Purushat, that is from the person. Param, greater than. So evam, thus, dhyayanti, anyone who meditates, yaha, who. Nityam, always, saha, he. Yogi, the meditator, yoginam, among the yogis, varaha is superior. Now, what is that means? It means he becomes one with the Lord himself. Therefore, he becomes the supreme. So, this is the overall meaning which is available. And I am very thankful to Sri Maunish Vyas, who gave these word-to-word meanings in saiveda.net. I suggest that all of you go through that. But after chanting this again and again, this is my inner thoughts which I gathered over years and which I shared with you. The last and final stanza, the 10th stanza, is the Ashtanama Ganapati, general salutation to the 8 names of Ganapati. Namo Bratapataye, Namo Ganapataye, Namo Pramadapataye, Namaste Astu Lambodara, Ekadantaya Vignanashine, Shivasutaya Varadamurtaye Namaha. Each and every word. Pratapataye, the one who is determined, the one who is committed to his word. Ganapataye, we already told, Lord Gam. Pramadapataye, he is the one who is the foremost. Lambodara, he is the entire universe. He is actually part of his Ekadanta, the single pointed one. Vignanashine, what is the Vigna? The only Vigna, the only obstacle we have is not able to see the oneness. Who removes that? Lord Ganesha, that's why he is Vignanashine. Shiva Sutaya, very beautiful for our physics people. Shiva means nothingness. Shiva means nothingness, empty space. That is Shiva. From that empty space came Om, the first thing, the word. First there is a word. That's what even Christianity says. Right? So that is why Omkaram is Shiva Suta. From the nothingness came Omkara. That's why Ganesha is the son of Shiva. It is not in the physical sense. You understand? The Adhyatmic sense we have to see. Varadamurtaye, oh one who bestows what? This oneness, this blessing of having to feel the divineness, the consciousness all the time in our minds. Namaha, not me, you, and you alone. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Offer myself once again at the lotus feet of my inspiration in life. Thank you. Sai Ram.
Om Sri Sai Ram. At the very outset, we are extremely thankful to Dr. O.S.K. Shastri for generously sharing his wisdom, knowledge, and learnings on this Mahamantra Ganesha Atharva Shirsha. As he has mentioned that Ganesha Atharva Shirsham is representation of the strong and stable head of Lord Ganesha. I believe that this exposition of Dr. O.S.K. Shastri will make our faith stable, steady, and strong in the divine principle. Dr. Shastri, you have started your lecture very nicely by elaborating the meaning, the inner significance of the Shanti mantra, Om Bhadram Karnebihi. Very clearly you have mentioned here that body is the temple of God, and all the faculties that we are gifted with are verily to serve Him, to know Him, and to reach Him. Here, while explaining the inner significance of this Shanti mantra, you clearly related it to the basic dictum which Bhagwan always told us, Gnatum, Drastum, and Pravestum. You have elaborated how we should know, meditate upon what we have learned, and how we have to put that into practice. Here you have very nicely recalled what Bhagwan has told us, that hear no evil, hear what is good, see no evil, see what is good, do no evil, do what is good. You have also very clearly reminded us of the most ancient wisdom, that Mahajanaha yena gataha sa pantah. Listen to the elders and follow the righteous path. This will do good to all of us. You have also told us that mind or Indra, which is driven by the five senses called horses, should follow the Guru, the Brihaspati, called intellect. This will do good for all of us. Our well-being lies in nurturing the universal knowledge, Veda, which is verily God. You have related the various injunctions to the powerful mantra which Bhagwan gave all of us. Watch your words, watch your actions, thoughts, character, and heart. And you have nicely related this to the five human values, Satya, Dharma, Shanti, Prema, and Ahimsa. You also reminded us that it is just not enough to keep away from Arishad Vargas, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsaryas, but it's also essential to follow the five human values, Satya, Dharma, Shanti, and Prema. You have reminded us the wonderful message that Bhagwan gave us, that we should move from the Vyashti Tattva to Samushti Tattva, from the individual discrimination, which is self-centered, to the fundamental discrimination, which is for all. You have very nicely elaborated the inner significance of the Pranavanada, Omkara, which is encompassed of Agni Bija, Surya Bija, and Chandra Bija. while elaborating the Agni Bija Tattva of burning the sin, you very nicely reminded us of the powerful words of Maharshi Vyasa, Paropakaraya idam shariram, papaya parapidanam. Having said this, you immediately related it to the very simple and very powerful mantra which Bhagwan always gave us, help ever, hurt never. He reminded us on Bhagwan's message on unity in diversity, and you very clearly emphasized the fact which Bhagwan always reminded us, that anything that divides is sin. And you also very nicely explained yet another meaning of paropakara is action that takes you near to God. Any action that takes you near to God can be called as paropakara. While elaborating on the Pranavanada Omkara, which is composed of Akara, Vukara and Makara, you have related and you have explained to this Pranavanada in three different ways: Adi Bhautika, Adhyatmika and Adi Daivika. In three different ways you have nicely explained as follows. Firstly, you related Akara to Agni Tattva, Ukara to Surya Tattva and Makara to Chandra Tattva. Later on you went on to relate it to Gayatri Mantra, Akara to Bhur, Ukara to Bhuvaha and Makara to Suvaha. You have also related Akara, Vukara, Makara to Icha Shakti, Meda Shakti and Kriya Shakti. You have also reminded us that these three can further be related to Lakshmi Tattva, Saraswati Tattva and Durga Tattva. Further, you went on to give the meaning by relating this to thought, word and deed. You have also given the quantum physics connotation, that matter, vibration and radiation to Akara, Vukara and Makara. You have emphasized on the fact that unity in thought, word and deed will help to harness one's own potential. Then you have elaborated how God is omniscient, omnipotent and omnipresent. You went on to correlate this to Trimurti Tattva. God, G stands for generator, O for organizer, D for destroyer, creator, sustainer and destroyer. And how this mantra, God, that he is creator, sustainer and destroyer, is very much vividly present in Ganesha Atharvasisham. You have excellently expounded and related it to how nature is verily God. You have also reminded us that essence of Indian culture and spirituality, as told to us by Bhagavan, is to see unity in divinity. You have also reminded us of what Vivekananda said, Satchitananda is the best way of describing of what is God. The divine principle is, this divine principle of Satchitananda is beyond our words and imagination. You have very nicely put it that it is eto vacho nivartante aprapya manasasaha. Again, you have nicely explained how the principle of Advaita, Visishtadvaita and Vaita are vividly present in this divine mantra, Ganesha Atharvashirsha. While talking about Omkara, you have also related it to the Pranavanada Omkara is related to Brahmanada Gam. You have very nicely shown the relation and the significance of these two mantras, Om, Gam. You have also tried to share your views from formless to the form, from Nirakara or Nirguna Bhakta to Saguna or Sakara Bhakta. To drive home the point that on universal knowledge, just as experiencing mother's love is very much essential to understand or to feel or to experience a universal love, so to understand this Advaitic principle, one may have to start in a Dvaitic fashion. You have very nicely explained this point. You reminded us on how he comes down to our level to lift us above the mundane world. You reminded us on the inner significance of every act, thought, action, and belief, which are part and parcel of our culture. You have related our rich tradition to the inner significance by your wonderful explanation on the Ganesha Murti itself. Here you have related Ekadanta signifies one-pointed focus. Vakratunda signifies to turn inwards, small eyes. Connotates to stay focused, large ears to listen very carefully, large trunk to speak less, which as it covers the mouth. Chaturhasta, all powerful. Ankusha, he has a control on everything. Varadahastai, benevolent, graceful. Mushakavahana, control of all fickleness. So by elaborating the meaning, you have given the importance of why one should meditate on Lord Ganesha. Yadbhavam tadbhavati, as you think, so you become. So all through your talk, you try to provide Adi Bhautika, Adi Daivika, and Adhyatmika connotation for every aspect of the mantra, physical, vibrational or mental, and spiritual or radiational. When vibration becomes radiation, it materializes in the form of divine Ganesha. You have all through emphasized the importance of Namaste, not me, you. You alone are without minus. And whereby you have emphasized the importance of the Mahavakya Tattvamasi. Thank you very much for such a wonderful exposition on this powerful mantra, Ganesha Atharva Shirsham. I'm very sure that all of us are very grateful for your time and energy, and we pray to Bhagavan to bless you and your family immensely, to continue to serve his cause and be the recipient of his bountiful blessings. Jai Sai Ram.
Om Jai Jagadish Hare Swami Satya Sai Hare Bhakta Jana Samrakshak Bhakta Jana Samrakshak Pati Maheshwara Om Jai Jagadish Hare Shashivadana Sridhara Sarva Pranapati Swami Sarva Pranapati Ashrita Kalpalatika Ashrita Kalpalatika Abadandhava Om Jai Jagadish Hare Mata Pita Guru Daivamu Mariyantayu Nive Swami Mariyantayu Nive Nada Brahma Jagannatha Nada Brahma Jagannatha Nagena Shayana Om Jai Jagadish Hare Omkara Rupa Ojasvi Ho Sai Mahadeva Satya Sai Mahadeva Mangala Harati Anduko Mangala Harati Anduko Mandala Giridhari Om Jai Jagadish Hare Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana 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 Om Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om सत्यनारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण 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 ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण नारायण ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा शांति 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 समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु शांति 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 जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय।